I'm building something that I've never seen built before, a rotating park where dinosaurs move through spring, summer, fall, and winter. But can I make a 5-star park while facing problems like low food for the dinos in winter, fights during the summer, and keeping the guests happy as the park rotates? Because if one little thing goes wrong, it could mess up the entire park. Emergency shutdown? But we need to start at the beginning, with the creation of this rotating park. The sun is rising on our first day. We'll be able to release the first dinosaurs into our park. Oh, look at these guys. The Warhosaurus. They look so cool. This herd of Warhosaurus are small but mighty. These little guys just want to relax and eat their food. This is Paul. He's a little bit more energetic than the rest. Now hopefully these new Ankylosaurus will allow the others to live peacefully, but they're being led by Cleo, and she can be a bit mean. But that wasn't going to be the case. A Warhosaurus yelled out a territorial cry against the Ankylosaurus. And with tensions high, Paul even started to fight one of his own siblings. With conflicts breaking out this early, is it even going to be possible to complete this challenge through all 4 seasons? Paul, why are you fighting your own brother? And we need to start getting some guest appeal in the park, so let's do that. I like this bunker. This is like the classic Jurassic Park bunker. Alright, and now we also need a large hotel. Everything seems to be going well so far, but when night falls, the first carnivore is going to be released into the park, and life won't be so simple for these herbivores anymore. But before we get to that, let me explain how this challenge works. The park rotates at sunrise every day, with the dinosaurs entering a new ecosystem and a new season. We have 1 day to get to 5 stars in the new season before the park rotates again, and each season is going to be releasing a variety of new species into the park, some good and some really evil. Finally, after we complete a full rotation and prove that we can make a functional rotating park, all of the walls are going to come down and we're going to see which season every dinosaur prefers the most. Are Paul and Cleo going to like summer? Winter? Let's find out. I was about to release the first carnivores when I noticed a disturbance. Cleo, what are you doing? Oh, right to the side. Oh wow, that was a big hit. I wouldn't be surprised if the Warhosaurus had some internal bleeding. And another fight in the background. Oh, Cleo, no! And the Warhosaurus won against Cleo. Alright, and since it's night, we're releasing our first carnivores into the park. A couple of Megalosaurs. This is Jokester, and he just made his way into this ecosystem with his 2 siblings. His name says it all. He likes to play around, but not in the nicest way, and you won't even believe some of the mischief that he gets up to later in this video. Alright, let's do a few more. Dracorex, Pentaceratops, and we're gonna be doing a Cinsasaurus. I don't know how to say it. Some Dryosaurs. There's some Dracorex coming out. Look at that. The Cinsasaurus. Now, where did our Megalosauruses go? Jokester. Prowling the hunting grounds. Oh no. A couple of little Dryosaurs have stumbled into his hunting grounds. This is not good. Everybody seems to be relaxing and having such a good time. Oh no. The Megalosauruses are fighting? Oh, interesting. You guys are fighting amongst each other too. Oh no. And a Megalosaur hunted down one of our Dracorexes, the first fatality of this park. But with the first death in the park, the second was about to follow. Paul had had enough of Cleo's bullying and wanted freedom for his family. Paul, you went against your own side and you took out an herbivore. Wow. We should be at just about 5 stars here. The sun is rising. How are we doing? Our amenity coverage is actually down as well. How can we do more amenities? Let's grab this path and take it out some. Very close to 5 stars. On the next go around we'll get it. But for now, we need to start herding all the dinosaurs into the next, which is gonna be right here. Spring is finished, we got to 4.5 stars and introduced quite a few dinosaurs, But now, with the sunrise of the new day, it's time to rotate the park and move on to summer. I barely got the dinosaurs comfy, so hopefully I can move them without too many problems. And it's time for the park to rotate and our dinosaurs to go to their next home. I'm bringing these dinosaurs into summer, and during this next season, some pretty crazy dinosaurs are gonna be released. Now, the way that this park rotates is kind of similar to how diodes work in real life. I'm using these ranger teams to direct the dinosaurs through the gates, but they can only go one way. Once they go through, the gates close and they can't come back. This is similar to how diodes in real life only allow current to go in a single direction through an electrical circuit. And there's already a fight between a Pentosaurus and a Warhosaurus. The Warhosaurus seem to be pretty strong. I'm not sure if the Pentosaurus can come out on top. Oh! Pentosaurus is going down. Oh, but not without one last hit. Oh no, he has internal bleeding. He is about to collapse. It's been a good season, buddy. Now that we're in summer, let's build some basic buildings so that we can get guests in and hatch some new dinos. This cute little group of ankylosaurid are the Magni. They're perfect for summer and enjoy waddling around the palm trees in the water. But I wonder if they're going to adapt to winter well later on. This is Plowy. He's a cute, bubbly albino of the group and just wants to be friends with everyone. Hopefully, everybody wants to be friends back. Look at this. Everyone seems to be getting along, just enjoying the warm summer evening and relaxing. This is easier than I thought. But with night falling over the summer landscape, a new carnivore pack is entering. And this time, it's a bunch of velociraptors. These desert hunters are ideal for taking down large herbivores. How much chaos are they going to cause, and are they going to hunt for food or for sport? Okay, all this dinosaur releasing is cool, but if we don't get to 5 stars in this season, then we don't complete the challenge. So let's go ahead and add some restrooms, shelters, and amenities for these guests to make them happy. Oh no. Paul versus Megalosaurus. Who's gonna win? Paul, you already have... Oh, you have a kill and a win under your belt. Can you take down Jokester? Or is he gonna be... Oh! 2 solid hits from Paul. 1 hit. Paul, what are you gonna do? Jokester decided it wasn't worth it. And he has some serious damage. But on the other side of the summer ecosystem, the raptor group find their first target and swiftly take down its Syncysaurus. Alright, and even though there was some death in the park, the guests seem to enjoy it, so all we have to do to get to 5 stars is give them some more restaurants and shopping centers. And as night comes to an end, our cute little Magni with their happy sibling Plowy are just enjoying the summer, unaware of all the death around them. And we hit 5 stars. This is good. This is... Oh no. Our first 2 carnivores fighting. A raptor versus a Coecephalus. And GG's. And the raptor pack was back. Another herbivore in their sight for feeding the family. Paul is chillin'. Paul is big chillin'. I wouldn't be surprised if Paul made it the whole way through all 4 seasons, but we'll have to see. And as fast as it started, the sun is starting to rise on the summer, the next day, and another season. So far, we have 2 seasons down, and so far so good. There have been some conflicts, but most of the dinosaurs seem to be doing fine. We have 2 more seasons, and then all of the walls are coming down, and we're going to see where all of the dinosaurs land. Oh, and there's going to be a secret surprise at the end as well. Now that we have this beautiful fall little taiga forest to come into, let's bring all the dinosaurs in and see who thrives the best. Alright, and here's the thing. I said that these dinosaurs flowing to the next season were like a diode in real life, but it's really not. Diodes are passive components. They cause one-way electrical flow by themselves, but I have to control this dinosaur flow, so it's not like that at all. Instead, this is like a relay. A relay is controlled by something like a switch or a button, so as soon as I turn on the switch, and the dinosaurs can flow to the next season. But as soon as I take away the ranger team, they can't come back. Alright, the dinosaurs are in fall. Let's build out the basics of this park section to get the guests here. We're also going to need a bunch of amenities. but this is good for now. And let's see what the dinos are up to. But the dinosaurs don't seem to adjust to fall as easily as they did to summer. Paul and a green pentaceratops find themselves in the middle of a fierce fight, and it might not look like it yet, but keep an eye on this guy because he's going to keep popping up. An Ankylosaurus bullies a Warhosaurus over in the corner. A Minmi is barely holding off a vicious Velociraptor, and Jokester, that mischievous Megalosaurus, takes one down as his first kill in the park. He's so weak that he has to go after these little guys. But with fall comes the release of the gentle giants. The graceful Mamenchisaurus, the towering Dreadnoughtus, a Diplodocus and his albino brother, and a pair of Brachiosaurus to grace our foliage in the fall with all the orange and green trees. With some new dinosaurs in the park, it's time to get to 5 stars again, so let's pop in some hotels, restaurants, restrooms, and attractions for the guests. Now, who's fighting Paul? Another Pentaceratops? But we've got Paul. Boom! One hit. And he takes one. If he hits him again, that Pentaceratops is going to be bloodied. And he's going. Paul wins. Paul has 3 fights won and 1 kill. But it is nighttime. And with night comes the release of the first Titan of the park. We have Yori, the Spinosaurus. A red and black devil sent straight from the bottom darkest places. He's on the hunt. Jokester just died. He died in a fight with a Pentaceratops. No, our first antagonist is down, but luckily, Yori is here to take his place and hunt in the night. He doesn't like the raptors that are taking over his territory. Night falls, and while there are lots of struggles, the dinosaurs seem to be getting along okay, sharing the water and the resources rich in fall, the abundance of leaves on the ground. Now, let's do a final push to get to 5 stars with a couple more buildings in the park. With that, we should boost right up to 5 stars. And the rival raptor and Minmi are fighting again. Can the Minmi hold off? No, the raptor takes him down. But what's this? He's not even eating his kill? That's just sickening. The raptors are just killing for fun now. And over on the other side of the lake, Paul and his rival Pentaceratops are back at it fighting again. Blows are being traded back and forth. This Pentaceratops has been so persistent that we're gonna give him a name. This is Oriel, and he's Paul's rival. We'll see who comes out on top in the end of the season ecosystem. And as the sun rises, the dinosaurs are not ready for what is going to be the toughest season yet. The season with the least resources and the most brutal conditions for all of them. And are they going to be able to survive? Who's gonna thrive and who's gonna fall prey to the harsh environments involved? We're done with 3 seasons and we have 1 more, but this is going to be the toughest season yet. Winter is a cruel season with very little foliage and freezing temperatures. Are our dinosaurs going to be able to adapt well, or will they fall prey to the environment? The sun is rising on this next day, and the winter territory, which is the most difficult and harsh by far, is about to be inhabited. We have the frozen lake, which still has some fish swimming underneath the ice. We have the mountain, which has some different rocks up high and some trees creeping up the sides with some meat feeders at the top. And last but not least, we have the forest path with some goat feeders running around. And these goats are gonna be food for all of our most vicious carnivores. Let's go ahead and get them all into the park. But unfortunately, not all of our friends made it from fall into winter, with Plowy the Minmi having his final resting place in fall. But as we rotate the park again and the dinos flow from fall into winter, it reminds me of relays and how they work in real life. They're used in so many different engineering projects, from traffic lights to control the flow of red, yellow, and green lights, to older elevators which have the button presses activate the relays and take the user to a specific floor in the building. You all already know what time it is. Let's build out the basics of Winter Park for our guests. And let's see how everyone's doing in the park. Paul's doing alright. He's missing some ground fiber, but overall, he's doing pretty good. Yori looks like he's having a blast. He hasn't fought anyone yet, but he's got his fish and he's just hanging out. Oriel, sadly, just passed away. His wounds from his fights with Paul were too much to overcome, but he found a peaceful resting place underneath this little bush. But quickly, there's a fight. A Pentaceratops is seeking revenge on his fallen brother against a Warhosaurus, but is quickly fended off. The Diplodocus are having trouble adjusting and can't manage finding food. I guess I'll give them a little extra food. The Raptors, however, are having no trouble adjusting, with one of them going after a Dryosaurus just for fun. These guys have officially become the main villain in the park. Their cruelty is just unmatched, and they only go after the weak and the already injured. But a Dracorex, sensing the evil that was happening, decided to do something about it, killing a raptor with one swift blow. But now that these dinosaurs were somewhat settled, the new inhabitants have entered the park to brave the cold. The Triceratops, with their thick skin and horns, will most likely thrive in this cold environment. And another iconic dinosaur, the Stegosaurus, the most dangerous herbivore in this park, and they're looking like they think they are in charge. Leading them is Blender, a fierce Stegosaurus with a cold heart. Hopefully, he'll lead all the herbivores and protect his pack against the hungry carnivores. But there's a chance that he might turn against his own kind later. What's happening over here? Oh look, there's a couple Dracorexes fighting in the frozen water. Oh, and a raptor and a Cinsasaurus, but there's only one raptor this time. The last of his pack, and he's trying to... Oh, there's two of them actually, I lied. And they're trying to hunt down this guy. Is he gonna be able to throw him off? It says he escaped the raptors, so he did a good job of fending them off. And it looks like night is falling on our last season, which means, unfortunately, there's going to be an imminent arrival of another disliked creature. As the moon falls over the park, a new predator is released, one that all of us know all too well. The Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is Dinosaur, because he enjoys sleeping during the day. But with the release of the T-Rex, the Stegosaurus finally strike, with multiple feudal fights breaking out against the Triceratops herd. The Stegos are strong, with Blender taking down 3/4 of a Tri's health with only one hit. The Triceratops, weakened, are forced to retreat for now. This is a cold and desolate landscape, especially during the night. It might seem like there's a lot of vegetation, but these dinosaurs, there's a lot of them, and there's not much space for them to go. Let's leave the dinosaurs for now and work on getting the last section of our rotating park to 5 stars. We need to put in some hotels, restaurants, and restrooms like normal, and hopefully our guests will appreciate it enough that we reach 5 stars. Now, let's get back to the dinosaurs. It looks like Yori is attacking the guests. You better not destroy another one of those guests. Oh my goodness. That's probably less than ideal for guest safety. Emergency shutdown? How does one appeal the shutdown? Alright, and Yori goes back. Oh, okay. His tail just absolutely flipped them. But another Triceratops versus Stegosaurus matchup. These guys really are getting on each other's nerves a lot. Ooh, over half health in one hit, and even another one right here. These Stegosauruses are just doing a number on these guys. Yeah, this is exactly what happens when the Stegosaurus... As a little bit of relief from that carnage, over here in the greenery, Paul is deciding to challenge the Alpha Warhosaurus for dominance. But in the forest, something more evil is happening, with a Velociraptor hunting down one of the innocent little Dryosaurs. Again, this raptor has a total of 8 kills, 4 victories, and 1 loss. Blender is fighting for dominance with another Stego. And dawn has risen on the final season in the park. So now it's time to herd all of them towards the center and then take down all of the walls to see which habitat they naturally gravitate towards. Let's see what happens. With winter starting to fade out of the picture, we've come so far. We've rotated every season and gotten 5 stars on the whole park. Now, all that's left to do is to combine the seasons and see where the dinosaurs go. First, I deleted all of the walls and then herded the dinosaurs towards the center. We have everyone here from the park who's made it so far through all the seasons. And now they get to choose which season do they want to go towards. Spring, summer, fall, or winter. What are they going to choose? Let's find out. These dinosaurs have one day to decide where they want to inhabit, and at dawn tomorrow, we're going to see where they end up. Additionally, look who's back. Some of our favorite dinosaurs are actually coming back. Oriel is bringing back his herd of Pentaceratops into winter. We also have Plowy with his little herd of Magni. Oh, look at these guys. These guys are adorable. I love these guys. These might be my favorite in the game. I'm not even joking. We also have Jokester coming back in. The Megalosaurus, who caused so many problems earlier, coming back to explore and roam the desert. And last but not least, the original, the OG, Cleo, bringing a couple new brothers and sisters into spring. Welcome back, you noble beasts. The dinosaurs are moving into their season of choice, but there's bound to be some territorial fights between them. Yori, taking down a Triceratops in fall. And she roars as she takes dominance over her lake. Dinosaur, our T-Rex, has made his way into spring, scaring off some of these Jurassic Park tours, but making his way towards water. Paul has found another Warhosaurus friend, and he's just playing around with him. Oriel fighting for dominance with another Pentaceratops. Oh, Yori has found his way to a fight with the Stegosaurs. This is not good. Ooh, it's a big hit. In the water, though, Yori is going to have the advantage. Oh, yeah, the Stegosaurus is going down. A Warhosaurus fighting a Triceratops. Ooh. In the spring biome right before dawn, Dinosaur and Cleo are starting to fight. Cleo is tough and wants to secure her spot for her family in spring, but Dinosaur's bite is too powerful, and with one major crunch, Cleo is forced to retreat, losing the battle. And as we see dawn come up on the following day, where have all the dinosaurs landed? Unsurprisingly, the Pentaceratops herd has stuck with winter, knowing that they can tough it out here. Paul and his family are happily inhabiting winter, finally finding a comfy spot in the park, while Yori roams in the background. Our albino Diplodocus has made its way into spring and is thriving on some of the trees. Jokester and his family, on the other hand, decided that summer was the best season to continue doing their mischief in the park. And as for fall, well, we have a ton of dinosaurs in here. All the Magni have been sitting here, quite happily, enjoying all of the lush vegetation and leaves, including Plowy, who really just likes this open area right by the hatchery for some reason. One of our last raptors. He is quite an impressive kill record. He has a total of 9 kills, 5 fights won, and 2 fights lost. The Draco Rex as well. All of them are in fall, slowly fighting the raptors. If you have any suggestions on how to improve this rotating park, please let me know. Also go subscribe, I know you want to, and watch this video on how I worked on herding a bunch of T-Rexes.